Okay, whatever. I think actually this is the perfect segue into uh our new segment. What you think? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Let's
yeah.
get into it. Yeah, getting real with B. Let's get it. Okay. Um. So getting real with B is a new segment for the podcast where I review controversial video games. And when I say controversial, I don't necessarily mean as in the video game being having a controversial topic in nature or whatever. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is video games that people are like split in decision on whether it's like you know good or trash, and for whatever reason. Um, a big disclaimer: I do not do reviews professionally. You know what I'm saying? But
We don't get paid for this shit.
we don't get paid for
Yeah.
this shit. Kinda, not really, maybe. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? But whether I do or whether I don't, any word that you hear from anybody else, you know what I'm saying, other than your own, should be taken with a grain of salt in the first place. Uh with that with that said, let's get to it. Getting real with me. Yeah. So, today's topic in nature is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So yes, Warner Brothers is all over this fucking podcast today.
Yeah.
So the game is basically as it said. You know what I'm saying? You have a crew of misfit characters who were pulled from their prison sentences in Arkham Asylum and called out by Amanda Waller, who is the most evil bitch I've ever seen in my life. Um, and tasked the and tasked the four, yeah, those four, uh, basically to go to Metropolis and destroy the Justice League. Yeah, we love to hate her. You're absolutely right. I'm having a hard time deciding whether I hate her more than I hate Handsome Jack, but that's another story altogether. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, um, the game is very interesting. It stars of course Harley Quinn, and Deadshot. Um, the characters are not voiced by the original movie character, the movie stars, but like characters from within the animated universe. I'm assuming. I know Harley Quinn is. I'm not too sure about Deadshot, but you also have King Shark, who I fucking love. That guy, he is fucking great, and Captain Boomerang, who is also. I mean, the the characters themselves are interesting to watch. You know what I'm saying? I will say that much. I'm gonna get into the review. Story wise, it is not as bad as people made it, in my opinion. The story was very comical in some points, but very serious in others. Especially in the point where you actually have to kill Batman, and like this is the part that people fucking hated. But quite frankly, I felt like it showed a lot of character growth because um in this scene, uh Harley Quinn has the I probably should have dropped a spoiler alert, but the game's already been out for over a month. Anyways, um the scene is where Harley Quinn has a revolver to Batman's head or whatever, and they're pretty much having a standoff of words, but Batman's already been beaten to a pulp, and you could see where like she took absolutely no pleasure in putting a bullet in the brain of the guy who she had been fighting for years. You know what I'm saying? The story uh takes a lot from the Arkham series, which is actually it's supposed to be a sequel to Batman Arkham Knight, which is weird because it's not a Batman game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely I mean I had fun with it, but I also had my gripes. You know, I thought the story was hilarious. You know, I thought there were parts in the game that were comical, that was meant to be comical, especially when you finally kill the Green Lantern, and then King Shark actually puts on the Lantern ring and becomes the Green Lantern himself for all of like 2 minutes. Oh boy, but I thought there was a lot of parts in the story that were very funny, very comical, was well written. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have to keep in mind too that this game comes from a different universe than the story that we already knew. So a lot of the rules that everybody was trying to hold this game up to were completely different from you know what I'm saying everything that we were seeing in this game. Gameplay wise, it's kind of like an arcade looter shooter kind of thing, open world, and it plays decently. Uh, Traversal is a little kind of sluggish, you know, because it's kind of hard to get used to playing like each character. Like the game almost what's the word? The game almost incentivizes you to play one character and stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because each character moves with a different style. You know what I'm saying? It's like their movement changes between each ones, and it's kind of hard to kind of. I'm trying to put the words together. Blah, 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 blah. It's kind of hard to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Also, in the main storyline, there's a lot of parts in the game where you're on the roof and you're talking on the radio to whoever it is, and the game won't let you move. You're just stuck on that fucking roof, and you're looking at the objective. It's right fucking there, and you won't let me go. What the fuck? Like they literally freeze you on this roof, and it slows down the gameplay, and it sucks. It's so fucking bad. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a whole lot of gripes with this game. You know, I really don't feel like the game deserved as much flack as it got because it's not a bad game. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not one that I think I'm going to, just put like hours and hours into it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Destiny. you know. But again, I feel like this game was in trouble, like well into its development. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of when Square Enix tried to do Marvel's Avengers. You know what I'm saying? And
Ooh.
that game flopped. That game flopped horribly. You know,
Honestly, I really like that game. It's just the after the main story part of it. Yeah, that's where it falls flat for me.
yeah, and
Um,
I think it was the live service thing. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
just feel like it was. I feel like they're both examples of a studio stepping out of their comfort zone, and not finding their lane. You know what I'm saying?
But you also got to remember developers, not developers, publishers
Mm-hmm.
kind of like to throw their weight around, and that usually ruins a pretty decent game, in my opinion.
Yep. That's also a good point. That kind of the kind of weighs in on this because I felt like I felt like if this game had been left to the developers themselves, it would have been awesome. It would have been awesome. It would have been great. But I feel like the hype that it was a sequel to Arkham Knight kind of ruined it. The fact that two of the head developers from Rocksteady left in the middle of development for the game, that kind of hurt it. You know what I'm saying? And all of the hurt behind Kevin Conroy's quote unquote send off was, you know what I'm saying, also what hurt the game. But me personally, I had fun with it. You know, I had fun with it. Will I be playing it for season one? More than likely, yes. Because quite frankly, I would love to play as a Joker, even though I'm trying to understand how we get to play as a Joker when he died already. That's that how they come up with that. I have no idea. I think he's gonna come from another Earth or something. But I mean, like I said, it was a really good game. It had a few flaws. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm giving this game a good, I'll say 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah. It was a promising concept. It was a promising concept, but between everything that happened that kind of made the game, you know, as rough as it was, it just couldn't stand out. You know what I'm saying? But what I do plan to do is go back to the game once season one releases. So as soon as I have information on that, I'll do another Getting Real where I will tell you about everything that I learned about season one. Yeah. So that's Getting Real with B. Fuck yeah. What's my thumb? There it is. Fuck yeah.
Now we got to make a graphic and all this shit for that.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for watching Two Opinionated Idiots. And make sure you come back for more It's BTV.